Well, Super Rugby is currently on a break, but not to worry, the Springboks have their first match of the season on Saturday against the newly named World 15. Joining me in studio is our sport editor, Garen, of course to give his predictions, but also to comment on some controversies that may arise over the weekend. Garen, thank you for sitting down with me.
How are you doing?
Good. No Super Rugby this weekend. A little disappointed.
No, like you say, we're on a 4-week break from Super Rugby. It does pick up in a month's time, but we've got exciting international rugby starting this weekend.
Excellent. So the Springboks are playing the World 15. I want to get to the naming of the World 15 in just a little bit, but why don't you take me through what we should expect for this first game of the season?
Okay, so the Springboks, like you said, this is their first game. They haven't been assembled together for some time now, since the end of year tour last year in November, so we're about 7-8 months away since then. So a little bit of a mismatch, a little bit difficult to say like who deserves their spot in this team. Yeah. It isn't an official test, no test caps will be handed out. But this is a sort of a warm-up match, if you like, looking ahead to next weekend's match against Wales. We play Wales the weekend after that as well, then Scotland, then Super Rugby kicks back into action, and then we play the all-important Rugby Championships. So for Meyer, the Springbok coach, this is his first chance to test out some partnerships, see how they work, with an eye on the bigger matches coming up. So he's named his team. There's a little bit of controversy in it, in that certain players have been picked out of position, which is always difficult for the Joe public out there to sort of accept that. Why has a player who's played his entire season in, say, for example, the wing position, why is he suddenly deemed better than anyone who's played at centre all year? So it's difficult to accept some of the decisions that he's made. Why
would he make a decision like that?
It's difficult, and it's been debated in the media and on Twitter and all sorts this week since he named the side. For example, he's named Cheetah's wing Cornel Hendricks on debut on the wing, and the incumbent wing JP Peterson has now moved to centre. Now JP hasn't ever played centre for South Africa before, but he apparently has played it growing up when he was at school in Japan and stuff. Obviously, that's not the same as international level. So it's difficult for the other centres who have played centre all season to suddenly accept, like you say, a player that has never played in their position. They didn't think they were actually up against them, fighting for that spot, that now he's come in and is deemed better. Meyer has in the past has said he's not willing to experiment. Then he says he is experimenting. So it's a little bit difficult to sort of gauge what his thinking is. So half of me says it isn't important. It's not a win at all costs match. So why not give all your youngsters a chance? Sure, next weekend pick your first strength side. With obviously the win being all important. But this weekend, there's nothing really to lose. It's a festival of rugby, if you like. They'll throw the ball around. There won't be much, dying with the ball, the forwards rumbling up, mauling and all that. I hope they really spread the ball, turn down penalties, rather kick for touch, set up mauls, try to score some tries, entertain the Newlands crowd. So a little bit disappointing in certain aspects from Meyer's side in his selections.
So are you with him? Or are you not with him on that decision?
Not really. I'm a little bit torn, but I'm sort of 60-40 against, if you like.
All right.